You seen my silver cufflinks?
They were on your bureau.
They're not there anymore, and I certainly didn't... You're not getting dressed.
Oh, I was just reading this article on Professor Gerald.
Look, you can talk to him yourself in a few seconds. He's due here any minute.
I'm not sure that I feel like going to the casino opening tonight.
I knew it. You've changed your mind again. What is it this time?
Well, I don't have a thing to wear.
Oh. Look, your wardrobe could clothe half of Bolivia. Now, look, not 20 minutes ago, you said you were going. What's going on?
Well, I guess I'm exercising a woman's prerogative.
Uh-huh. What does that mean?
Surely you heard we have a right to change our minds.
Not at this late hour, you don't. Not without a good excuse. Now, I repeat, what's going on?
I don't see why we have to have a scene about this.
We don't. You simply go upstairs and get dressed.
I just don't feel like going out tonight.
Then you should have thought about that earlier.
You don't need me there.
It does make it rather awkward for me, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Robert, you're perfectly capable of entertaining yourself.
Yes, but I'm not capable of handling Gerald, Grant, and Celia all on my own.
Robert, wouldn't it be just much nicer if we could spend the evening here together?
You know it would. But this is not the evening.
Okay, then fine. You go, I'll stay here.
I think you're being rather inconsiderate.
Well, I think you're being very rude, trying to force me to go to an affair that you obviously know I don't want to go to.
Why?
I already told you.
And I don't believe you. I think you're trying to pull something.
Oh, plans were made to be changed.
I don't like your attitude, Holly.
I don't like you being so dictatorial with me.
Listen, we have to go.
Why?
Because it's part of my job to be there.
Right, your job, not mine. You're the commissioner and I'm your wife.
Is there something the matter with that arrangement?
No, I just don't want to go.
Because it's Luke's place?
Would you be so damn keen to go if it weren't Luke's place?
You know, I thought we'd gotten all of this right behind us. You know, I don't live my life according to the past.
Robert, if you just try and understand how I feel...
That's just it, I don't. I thought you'd gotten all these feelings for Luke out of your system.
It's awkward, that's all.
Look, we've seen him in public before.
Yes, but never quite this public. All those people at the casino know what's gone on between the three of us. They're just going to be holding their breath, waiting to see how we react.
Since when do we care what the public thinks?
I just don't like being flaunted like some kind of war trophy.
Is that what you think I'm doing?
I just feel it.
Then forget it. You're not a trophy. You're my wife. And I'm not taking you out simply to make Luke Spencer jealous. Holly, I want you there with me tonight. But I'm not going to force you.
I'll go get changed. Good evening, Professor Gerald. Come on in.
Mrs. Scorpio? My. I remembered you as an attractive woman, but I must say tonight you're particularly beautiful.
Well, thank you, and please, call me Holly. Robert will be down in a minute.
Am I early?
Oh, only a couple of minutes.
I hope I'm not inconveniencing you.
Not at all. It'll give us a chance to chat.
My, what a lovely home you have.
Well, thank you. It took me a while to get it decorated the way I like, but I think most of the work is done now.
Did you do it yourself?
Yes, I did.
Beautiful and with exquisite taste. Your husband's a very lucky man.
Yes. Can I offer you something to drink?
Oh, thank you. Perhaps a glass of white wine?
Well, I think I'll join you.
Good.
Robert and I have been really looking forward to having dinner with you.
And I with you. Unfortunately, up to now, the only chance your husband and I have had to talk has been matters concerning security.
Right, your project.
Yes, but it's finished now.
I read about it in the paper today. I'm expecting lots of fascinating conversation from you about it. Now, what was it called again?
The Prometheus Disc.
Well, it sounds very important. Now, the article said that you've been working on it for 14 years?
Steadily, yes. Though I worked on it on and off for a good many years before that.
Well, you must feel a tremendous sense of accomplishment now that you've completed your work.
Thank you. I do. Yes, very happy and relieved.
Yes, I can imagine. The article said that the exposition was planned primarily to introduce your work. That must have put you under tremendous pressure.
It did. I was so worried that I wouldn't finish in time.
Well, you did, happily.
Yes. The disc is finished, and the exposition can open as planned.
Well, that should please the Port Charles Chamber of Commerce. I'm sure they anticipate enormous crowds for the exposition.
Oh, yes, there are people coming from all over the world.
Professor?
Good evening, Robert. How are you?
I'm very well.
May I compliment you on your extraordinarily beautiful wife?
Well, thank you. She just loves to dress up, you know.
Would you like a drink?
Oh, no. Well, I wouldn't want you to spill anything on that lovely dress of yours.
I'm so looking forward to this evening. Are you?
Oh, Holly's done nothing but talk about it for days. Haven't you, darling?
Oh, weeks, darling.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you two attend functions like this all the time.
Constantly.
And she never tires of them.
Isn't it a pity that Celia and Grant can't join us?
Yes, but they will be joining us later on, won't they?
I hope so. Grant's schedule can be so erratic.
Well, you know, doctor's always on call.
Well, shall we go?
Yes, look, I'll get the cut. Excuse me, I better get that.
Oh, what was that?
Robert has a communications set up that links him with headquarters.
Oh, modern technology is marvelous, isn't it?
Could you pardon me for a minute? It's a WSB communication. I won't be long.
Well, I think we should sit down again.
Will it be long?
You never know. As you can see, doctors are not the only ones who are on constant call.
Confirmed. DVX courier departed New York for Port Charles on 5 p.m. shuttle. Imperative he be kept under constant surveillance. Possible risk to Prometheus disc. Bloody likely. Description. 6 foot, 175 pounds, brown hair, moustache, and green eyes.
Yes, Robert.
Bert, we've got an emergency here, a big one.
Oh, what's going on?
A courier from the DVX is coming here to get the disc. That's top priority. We have to move fast.
What do you want me to do?
The man's arriving on the 5 p.m. shuttle from New York now. I want you to intercept him.
Yeah, well, that plane should be landing in about 15 minutes.
All right, just get there. Now, listen, I've got a description here, but I don't have time to give you the picture, so take this down. He's 175 pounds, about 6 foot in height, moustache, with green eyes.
Okay, got it.
Now listen, I want you to set up a surveillance on this guy. The minute he steps off that plane, I want you to follow him. And be particularly careful of this guy. He happens to be a trained agent. I want constant reports. If he stops for an ice cream, I want to know what the flavor is.
Yeah, you'll know what flavor he orders.
Now listen, this is crucial. You cannot lose this guy.
Oh, you can count on us.
All right, now listen. I want you to have a squad of men ready.
Ready for what?
Action.
Well, any particular kind?
I don't know yet. Just have them ready. I need to see you right away.
Business or pleasure?
I've just received a rather important message over the computer.
WSB?
Yes, and it's urgent.
Is Gerald all right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's sitting in my living room right now.
That means it's got to be the disc.
Deduction always was your strong suit, Constance.
Okay, they got it?
Well, I can't go into details now. We're under the gun time-wise. Now, you meet me at Gerald's lab immediately.
Oh, I agreed to have dinner with Luke and Brock before heading over to the casino. Now, I'm expected there at 9.
Look, you get out at dinner. You'll still have plenty of time to get to the casino by 9.
Okay, leave it to me.
Look, I'm sorry about all of that, but I have to go out right now. Why don't you two go on ahead?
Well, if you won't be long, why don't we refresh our drinks and wait here?
Why not, indeed? It's so comfortable. Of course, the company's so charming.
And fascinating. Dr. Gerald is keeping me enthralled with stories about his wondrous invention.
She's just too polite to say how boring I'm being.
Not at all. Your disc is going to be vital to the free world. Why, without it, the exposition would just be another fair. Don't you think so, Robert?
Yeah, of course. Look, I better get going. I'll get back here as soon as I can. I'm sorry that took so long.
Well, we've hardly noticed. Time's flown by, hasn't it, my dear?
Thanks to you, I've been fascinated by this disc of yours.
You're too kind.
No, not at all. I'm really interested in it. Professor has been explaining about the Prometheus disc to me.
Oh.
It all sounded so complicated in the newspaper, but the professor managed to explain it so simply that even I could understand.
Nonsense. You're a very bright young lady.
Well, you must be relieved that the disc is completed.
Yes, I am. And a little sad.
Oh, you shouldn't be sad. You should be so proud. You're making such an enormous contribution to the world.
It's just difficult letting go.
Yes, I imagine it's like sending your child out into the world.
Precisely. I suppose I'm experiencing what psychologists call the empty nest syndrome.
At least the disc is in its safe place, though, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I haven't forgotten our security talks. The disc is where I always leave it, in a locked drawer in the lab, until tomorrow, when the WSB picks it up for delivery to Washington.
Well, should we be leaving for the casino? Or...
1 minute. I have one more call to make. I won't be very long.
WSB. Yes, Commissioner Scorpio.
Get me Ballantyne.
He's not in, sir.
Then you better find him. I have a top priority message to deliver. One I'm afraid he is not going to like.